Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today for our webinar, Boost Sales, Add a Play Button, How to Improve SEO. We are excited to welcome Micki Parente and Tony Parente, co-founders of the award-winning video production company Branding Shorts, and also the official video production company of the New York Restaurant Show. Today, they will share valuable tips on how businesses of any size can create powerful videos that engage and drive results. I'm Patricia Capella, Conference Manager for Clarion UX Food Shows. We hope to see you at our upcoming Western Food Service and Hospitality Expo in Los Angeles, August 19th to the 21st, which will also be co-located with Coffee Fest and the New Healthy Food Expo. And also our Florida Restaurant Lodging Show, September 6th through the 8th in Orlando, which will also be co-located with the New Healthy Food Expo. We do invite you to visit thefoodshows.com for more information on all of our upcoming events. A few housekeeping notes before Micki and Tony begin the presentation. All audience members are on listen-only mode, which means you are muted. We will be monitoring audience engagement on the dashboard and encourage you to participate by using the question pane. There will be time for question and answers at the end of the session. This webinar, as well as others in our series, will be made available on our website in the coming week. Now, let me turn the program over to Micki and Tony.
Yeah, thank you, Patricia, so much, and thank you for having us do this webinar, and also thanks to folks that are joining for making time out of what I'm sure is a very busy schedule to be part of it. My name is Tony Parente.
And I'm Micki Parente.
And we'll be taking you guys through some tips on video. We're a video production company, as Patricia mentioned, and then works with clients across many different industries, but we have a big focus on the hospitality industry itself. And today, what we'll take you guys through are a couple of things. We'll answer a couple of questions on video, including, why is it something you should consider today, especially in today's environment, for your marketing. Where you can use your video, what types of videos you can create, to drive different business objectives, how you can use your video in different channels. For example, the video you use in Facebook may not be the same type of video you use on your site. And then we'll also talk about things like production options, where you can create video on any budget, as well as some secrets to create powerful videos for your business. And at the end, we actually have a program, a web app that's patented that we'll talk a little bit about, and also provide you guys a discount should you want to use it. This next slide is just a bit more info on us. We created this company 10 years ago. We had a lot of experience working with big brands with marketing and advertising. You'll see some of the brands listed below that we worked with. As I mentioned, we have a lot of specialization in hospitality, as well as the small business industry, and we produce video from script to screen. So full production, or sometimes we may just edit projects where video footage comes in. And we've had the pleasure of working with Patricia and Amy and Urban Expo for many years, since 2010. It's just a quick glance at some of the clients, just so you know a little more about our background. So Urban Expositions, the trade that produces all these trade shows. And we work with restaurants, from big restaurant chains like Dunkin' Donuts to local neighborhood restaurants like Calle, which is in New York City. We also work with a number of other industries. You'll see American Express down there. We like to give back. You also see American Cancer Society there. And we work with a lot of suppliers as well. So on the left side, the second row, you'll see Leprino Foods, which is the second largest mozzarella cheese producer in the country. So we do a lot of supplier videos as well. So the first thing we'll talk to you about is, why video? Why is that something that, you guys should consider in your marketing efforts today? I will tell you that is not my arm. My wife will vow to that. But one of the things that video does, it's going to put a lot of muscle in your marketing efforts. And here are some reasons that we think video is worthwhile considering today. It's very competitive out there. If you have a restaurant, you want to get someone to go dine at, or if you have a business and you want to sell, you're a supplier to other businesses. So how do they find you? How do they find you versus other companies that they may want to do business with, whether it's the consumer or another business? And video helps you do that. So the first thing you'll see are it can optimize your SEO. When you'll see things or stats such as you'll be ranked 5 times higher if you have a video on your site, with YouTube now being the second largest search engine that's out there. So you want someone to find you, you want someone to share or tell someone else about you. Video does that too. It's that second stat, 1,200% more shares with social media videos if you post it. You want folks to click, video and email is going to increase your click rate. You want folks to buy from you. You'll see that stat number 4 is 81% are more likely to buy if you have a demo video on your site. And you want to keep them there. So you want to get them on your site. Maybe there's a couple of things you want to talk about or relay to them. Video is going to make that website more sticky, 2.6 times more average, on average. And you'll see number 6 basically says video is really going to be what everyone's looking at online. If you look at a Cisco stat, they're forecasting that online video is going to make up 85% of U.S. consumer internet traffic in just 2 years. So it's really growing and it continues to grow. If you look at number 7, it's going to keep attention of the viewer, which we'll talk a little bit more to and how to do that. People are watching video. 500 million people watch Facebook videos every day. And the next stat is it has more of an organic reach. So they're watching it, but it's getting to more people as well. And number 10 is, the big billion number, right? 1 billion users on YouTube. And on the last part of that, you'll see on mobile, more 18 and 49-year-olds watch videos on YouTube than any other US cable network. And the next slide talks a little bit more to mobile, and it reinforces that last thing I just mentioned. If you look at the top left-hand corner, you'll see that 68% of US video views are basically on a mobile device or a phone. So 2/3 of places where videos are watched are on that phone. And if you look on the right side on the top, YouTube is what's being used. If you go to the bottom left side, it's being shared. So again, it's not just being watched on the phone, people are sharing it. 92% of people that watch a video on their phone are going to share it. And in the bottom right side of that slide, what is that? When you have a video on your phone, it's terrific to drive brand awareness and engagement.
So we go from presentation to participation, because before it was all advertising via print ads, postcards, direct mail, all of that. So the viewer is viewing and not interacting. So with video, you have the added benefit of participation. So people can, react to your video. They can subscribe to your channel. They could share your video. They can mark it as a favorite. They can make comments and you can interact with them, and respond right there. Whenever they make a comment, you can respond. You can build a relationship, people can embed your video on their own site, or you can embed it in other places. So it's gone from a presentation, advertising has become more a participation, medium with video. So video has the added benefit of making this emotional connection. Sales is really a transfer of emotion. So people watch. If they like what they watch, they share, they remember, and they act, because brand is really about connecting with people, connecting with their human aspect. We always look for that human insight in the audience, what's important, what resonates with them, and then we try to connect with them with a story that really holds their attention and is meaningful for them. So video makes an emotional connection. So you might think, where can I use a video? What would I need it for? Here are a couple of ideas. And every year there are more and more and more channels to share your videos with. These are just a few ideas. There are so many ways that, you just do the video once and you can just use it in limitless channels. Unlike print ads, you can share it in so many places. Social media, so many, that right there, there's so many things, so many different channels to share it there. You can use it at a trade show. You can use it embedded on your website for PR. You can share it in a newsletter. You can show it in your storefront or your restaurant. in the window or in the store or in the restaurant. You can use it as a meeting opener, a sales tool for your sales force. Taxi TV is a growing medium. On your mobile, and there are so many different channels. I mean, there's even gas pump TV, where now videos are being shown on the gas pumps to create awareness or to sometimes drive people to buy a product in the convenience store. It's limitless. So now he's like, what kind of videos would I do? What kind of videos are there? Well, there's so many videos. You can have now video wallpaper is a really popular, and it's just growing. And I've always thought that at some point, websites are going to be completely video based without any text. I think that's where we're going. But video wallpaper is very popular, and it's very contemporary right now. People use videos for anniversaries, for client pitch, as a welcome message for their website, to show off a new product, for an investor pitch if they're trying to pitch their business to other locations, testimonials, image, brand image, the feel-good feeling about your brand, for events like the restaurant shows, recruiting, because the market is so competitive right now. So recruiting videos, why anyone should work for you, and the benefits of working at your company. Training videos, fundraisers, product demos. The sky's the limit. There's so many ways to use video. And now you think, how do I use the video? How would I use it? Well, for your website, there are different ways to use it on different medium. So you could use the video background. For example, a video background would be like your website has a video that is gives a feeling of who you are and what your product is or what your restaurant is. Just a real beautiful movie-like cinematic feel about your restaurant or your brand or your product. You could use an About Us video, which is like a brand image video, a testimonial video, recruiting video, demo videos, a welcome message. These are all appropriate for your website. And some tips about doing website videos. They're typically about 2 minutes or less. The shorter, the better, but 2 minutes or less. Landing page placement, put them on your landing page. It's the best thing for SEO and stickiness. So many companies put links or a little YouTube icon on their website, and it drives the viewer off your website to YouTube, and they get lost there. So we would recommend you just embed that video, and it's very easy to embed now. It's such an easy process to embed. Just embed it in your landing page because you want people to stay there and stick there and look around. It's like keeping them in your store. So you just embed it on your website. Optimize your videos with keywords and engaging titles on Vimeo and YouTube. So that means in YouTube and Vimeo, there's a little window where you can add keywords. Keywords, think about things that people would search about your store. If you serve hot dogs, hot dog would be one. If you have like a fun atmosphere, fun would be something else. The name of your business or your restaurant. Those you would put in your keywords, so they're searchable, and they do come up on Google or YouTube, so it makes it visible. And also have an engaging title, put it in your titles are search engine optimized. So put those keywords in your title and make sure you put your name in your title too. You can put your name in your title or in the description, and always put a link. If you're embedding on YouTube, if you've got a video on YouTube, always put some more information and a link back to your website to even boost up your search engine optimization more. And then, of course, select a great video image. So, you know, that's the first thing someone will see about your video. So, you know, if it has some kind of storytelling quality, that would be great. Like something with a face, a human touch is always best. So here we have an example of a website video.
And you'll see, so this is, we'll give you guys an example. We're going to talk about 2 other types of video on the next step. But this is the example where this company, this restaurant in New York City, used this on their website and actually used it as a greeting. So people could look at it when people went into the restaurant. People were even talking about, hey, I saw this video. And you'll see that the way it's built, it's got the title where Miami meets Manhattan. Micki was talking about having a little bit of a catchy title. And it's built almost in a movie trailer form. And you'll see that as we go through the video.
So the story behind this, we had done this a few years ago, and what would happen was they got 20,000 clicks, and people were coming to the restaurant saying they had seen this on YouTube, and then we had later updated this video for them. So we're just going to play this. So that was Caliocho.
Yeah, so you'll see that was about a minute or so. We had talked about the length of the website video. We kept moving. The music, well, Micki's going to talk a bit more as she talks about some tricks to creating great video, about the music being so important to keep it going, because no one has an attention span, and whatever you can do to keep that video moving is key. And you saw that in Caliocho video.
So the next thing is social media, the growth of social media videos, and those are different than website videos because they're shorter. And we call them snackable moments because there's something that people love to watch and love to share. So these little moments being anywhere from 6 seconds to 30 seconds. I know Facebook can be up to a minute, but these shorter the better, engaging stories. Recipes or tips, you see all those recipe videos and people share them because they give information or, and they're fun to watch, and you've got a recipe in like a matter of like a few seconds. Something funny or fun videos people share, or a condensed version of your web video, a 15, 30-second version of your web video. So those are a couple of different ideas for social media. And then some tips. Up to 1 minute, shorter is better. There is a trend going on right now with square videos outperforming landscape, and what that means is that, a lot of people just letterbox their video, and so it takes up more real estate on a phone, and it's a little more eye-catching. Add captions when possible, because most people watch social media videos in silent mode. So add captions when possible. Use hashtags or keywords to optimize your videos. You can always use targeted video ads, such as Facebook ads, to reach a wider audience with your videos. And then you can leverage your employer client base to drive views, so they share your video. For example, your employees can share the video, the company video or the restaurant video on their channels.
And so that's an example of what Micki's saying. So if you, for example, you have a restaurant encourage the different people that work in different jobs within your own restaurant to post it, because that is one great way to get the video out there and expand the reach.
And so here, we're going to show you another video, and this is a 9-second video we created for Larry's The Prime Rib, and it basically tells a visual story with a little branding, just a moment, a snackable moment, 9 seconds, about something they serve, one of their drinks.
Yeah, and to give you guys a little more background, I think we created over 25 of these types of videos. And what they found is, you know, as they looked at measured like the hits or the views they got on when they posted a photo versus posting a video, it was about a 5-to-1 ratio. So for example, if you posted a photo on Instagram, let's say they got 100 hits, with a video they would get 500. So that you could see even statistically the way the video was working better on their Instagram page or Facebook, for example.
Yeah, we had initially done a couple of training videos and a pitch video for them. And then from that, we cut 28 moments, snackable moments. This is one of them. Nine seconds, just it gives a little branding, a little moment, sound effects, you know, so this is just a little moment in once again, we had a lot of these different types of moments, cutting beef, serving food, just to whet the appetite.
And great for people to see on their phone. A lot of people watching videos we talked about on the phone. I mean, it's quick. They can share it. They can watch it. And Instagram is, you know, one of the channels I think that continues to grow in popularity. And these types of videos are perfect for it. So the last type, as Micki mentioned, there's a lot of different types of videos you guys can create. The last one we'll just talk about in a little more detail is what we call a video sales sheet. So this basically is a really dynamic tool where you can get a lot of information across in a very engaging way that's very important about your business in a very quick amount of time. And it's perfect for a sales force to either engage a prospect, to get a meeting. So let's say you're a supplier. We've done this at one of the companies I mentioned earlier was Leprino Cheese or Baccio Cheese. They've created a number of these with us. So they could go engage a pizzeria to get a meeting to sell in versus their competitor. Then when they get to a meeting, a lot of people will start a meeting. We've done some. There's a company called Seabreeze Syrups here in the Northeast, and many other companies that use this video just to start a meeting. Because if you look at the next line down there, it quickly takes the viewer inside that company. What is, you know, it's a perspective. The owner or senior management person could be talking, or someone who works for the company can give their perspective of their company, why it's different. They can see the process to create a product, or if it's a restaurant, a dish. And you can include even client testimonials. So, you know, you could have other folks on there talking about how great they are, whether it's a review that's written, whether it's a person we videoed that's on camera. So there's so many cool things you can include in this, and it's quick. I'd say this usually is typically 2 to 3 minutes. It's a little longer, but it's so impactful to get that meeting and to get that engagement that you want when you're trying to sell in. And the last thing you'll see on this page is you may have a sales force of 500 people, 20 people, 50 people, and it's always hard to keep everybody saying exactly the same thing. So one of the things that video enables you to do, at least when you use that video, is have consistent communication of that brand message. So it's very clear, and the key points are always there because they're baked into that video. So we're going to show you guys just one more example, and this is for a company called Red Uniform Tailor. That's the biggest independent apparel supplier in the country. They sell a lot to the hospitality industry and into the law enforcement industry. So we've done a number of different sales openers for them. This is the one we did for the hospitality industry.
The New York Yankees are the iconic brand in baseball. I had to find a company that understood the brand, and Red Uniform Tailor were fantastic to work with. They understood what we were looking for, a uniform that was representing the New York Yankees brand, the New York Yankees restaurant, designed with a custom fit.
I feel like it fits me perfectly. It's really comfortable. I like how the pinstripes kind of represent the Yankees.
It's a great uniform. It's really nice. It's easy to care for. It's easy to clean. It's really durable.
It's classy. I feel like it goes well with the steakhouse.
One of the main reasons that our customers come to Red Uniform Tailor is because we know the industry. Red the Uniform Tailor has been designing and manufacturing quality uniforms since 1977. Whether it be a server, a hostess, a cocktail server, casino dealer, maintenance crew, if you can wear a uniform, we can supply it for you. The client's branding is very important in the design process. The designers take that into consideration and they incorporate that into the garment.
We get a lot of comments from our guests complimenting us on the look of our uniform.
Red the Uniform Tailor is a full-service uniform company. We're manufacturers, designers, and distributors. We're a made in the USA manufacturer. It allows us to have quality control. We're one of the only companies out there in existence that still does made to measure. Red the Uniform Tailor is the largest independent custom uniform design company in the country. We're large enough to compete and small enough to be hands-on and walk you through the process from start to finish. We're really versatile in what we can do. We really cater to what the client's needs are.
Outstanding customer service.
We are building relationships. We have had customers for almost 40 years.
We definitely recommend Red the Uniform Tailor. Great product, great quality. I've been very happy with it.
I think it looks great on me.
So that was an example of what we call a video sales sheet, and you saw some of the things we had talked about. You got a peek inside the factory. You heard from one of the folks that is involved in running or helping running one of the divisions in the company. You saw a testimonial from a very iconic brand, the New York Yankees, their steakhouse. So that's some of the elements we had talked about that you saw kind of baked into that particular video. So those are examples. We obviously have many other examples, but limited time. And in this webinar, we wanted to get you guys a couple of those different topics we talked about. So what we'd like to move on to now is video production and talk a little bit about how you guys can create it on any budget if you decide to start to include video in your marketing efforts. So you'll see the little piggy banks here, and there's really three options that we're going to talk a little bit more about. One is the first, which is the lowest cost option, where you can basically leverage your current assets, the photos you may have on Facebook, the things that you have already, or shoot your own some video footage on with your iPhone, etc. But then you also edit. The second option is where you might shoot and collect your own material, but you go out to professional edit. And the third is actually bring in a full production company from script to screen to create a video for you.
So the first one is leveraging your own current assets, and you shoot and you edit. And what you would do is you would use a software like iMovie or Windows Movie Maker. There are several of them out there that you would actually use your own photos or your own footage, your logo. You would choose some music, and you would design some titles and create your own video. The pros of this is that it's inexpensive. The cons is that it takes time and a little bit of a learning curve. Just a little tip about incorporating music is we always use royalty-free music because you don't want a copyright infringement and your video being taken off social media for that reason. So, there are many libraries out there. You can go and do a search. So that's one. The second one is you shoot and you have a professional editor edit your video. That is the two-piggy option. So they would create a story flow and enhance and use professional. They know how to edit. They know how to weave a story together, and they know how to color correct and visually enhance and create cinematic titles. And they typically have a music library they can pick from, and that's the second option. And then the third option is, Tony's going to take this one.
Yeah, so the third option is we had mentioned earlier that we used to get a lot of requests from folks who had some material, and we used to get one email with some photos, another email with a little video clip, another email with a logo, another email with maybe a song they want, another email with another line of text. And so we actually created a patented web app that we call Branding Shorts Express, where it's an easy to use interface to get all this information to a professional editor and create a professional video. And so with this slide, it basically talks a little bit about this, and it's basically the easy to use interface that I just mentioned. But the advantages are you get to build a story with a professional editor, looking at the material and creating the flow. You can get cinematic titles, transitions, color correction. It's very cost effective. We have a soundtrack available with thousands of songs where you can get music in there. You can choose your own soundtrack, and you can get guidance and give direction. So this is an example of you're having the material, but sending it to a professional editor very easily to edit into a professional video. So, and we'll talk a little bit more about that.
So here are some tips. If you're going to shoot your own video and you're going to use your own, and you're going to use your phone. So here's some tips on how to maximize your phone footage. So first shoot in landscape mode for cinematic effect. It just looks more cinematic, more like a movie. Use two hands or a tripod to avoid shaky shots. You can avoid graining shots by not using the zoom, but just getting closer instead, so your shots are not grainy. You could use airplane mode to avoid notifications while you're shooting, so there's no interruptions. And this is a really important one. Shoot in good light. Don't shoot someone in front of a lit window. You'll get a silhouette. So make sure it's well lit, and daylight is great for cell phone, using your phone video. And if you want to get higher quality audio, you would use a lavalier. So you could use a lavalier to get really good quality, and they're very inexpensive. You can get a lavalier for like 20 bucks on Amazon, and you just plug it into your phone, and they're made specifically for a smartphone. And you can get crystal clear, because audio is everything when it comes to making a video look very professional. It's actually almost more important than the visual. And then you can try some fun lenses. There are lots of fun lenses, and they're really inexpensive. You're probably around 20 bucks also. You can just buy some lens cap packages for your iPhone.
Just to emphasize Micki's point on the audio, because audio is critical. We actually just did a video for the New York City Hospitality Alliance, where most of it was a full video production, but they had some folks that couldn't actually make it for a video shoot. They used the smartphone, and they just hooked up a mic to it, and the audio was terrific. So it's a great option depending on what you guys need to do.
And the later model smartphones, the video options are really beautiful. I mean, it really is good quality video. So there are a couple of tips if you're going to shoot your own video. And then there's the other option, professional full production. What you get with that is you get the experience, you get the professional crew, you get like script to screen, a script, an outline, pre-production, a production with a high-end camera packages, pro audio, pro lighting, music, royalty-free music, a professional editor. So that's the full production package. So here are a couple of trade secrets to a successful video.
And we'll take some, this is the last part of the presentation, so we'll go through a couple things here and then take some questions that you guys may have.
Begin with the end in mind. What do you want your video to achieve? This is really important because you have to go into it knowing what you want to get out of it. So target, who is your audience? Always keep that in mind, who you're targeting. What is your message? Keep your message very simple and if you can condense your message in your, to one sentence, then build your story around it. You want to have one key message, and make sure you have a strong message, because people will remember. You don't want to give them too many things to remember, then they won't remember everything. So you want something to stand out. make sure you tell them what you want them to do. If you want them to go to your website, you want them to call a number, have an action. You know, we call that the call to action. And make sure you stay true to your brand personality. Are you a fun brand? Are you inspirational? Whatever your trade, whatever your brand personality is, let the video reflect that. So a couple of video blunders. So a couple of do's and don'ts. These are some don'ts. And too much or not enough promotion. A video that's too long with no clear audience, no clear message, boring video, information overload video, trying too hard to go viral, a confusing concept, and something that's really poorly produced. And then keys to a successful video: you keep it short, keep it moving with some fun music, quick cuts, keep it informative, entertaining, professional, message-driven, branded, so you want people to remember who you are, and authentic. Authenticity goes a long way. And here, so thank you guys for watching, for being with us, and we have a 30% discount code if you guys would like to try out our Branding Shorts Express product, and it's the Food Shows discount code, and it's brandingshorts.com/express. And here's the Food Shows information.
Great. Thank you so much, Micki and Tony, for your terrific presentation. We really appreciate you sharing your expertise with our audience. We do have a couple of questions. The first one, someone was looking to know, if you're looking to hire a production company, how do you decide which is the best for your project?
Well, I say if you're looking to get a company and you guys want to do a full production, I mean, first I think just clearly define the objective of what that video project is, or what you want to accomplish. Is it to promote a restaurant? Is it to promote a new product? And then look for a company that has experience in what you guys are trying to do. So pretty common sense thing to do, obviously, initially. But also look for a company that has not just technical expertise in terms of getting pretty pictures and quality with a video camera, but you tell a story. There's a flow when you watch their videos. And also a company that will listen and understand what your objective is and has a strategic approach to accomplishing it. Because a video, again, you want to be a minute or 2 minutes at most and get across that objective. So the way you can find out some of these things about a company is, review past videos that they've done, review some testimonials or references, if they've been honored with, different types of awards for their business. And then lastly, obviously, what's your budget, right? So, and one of the things we do when we work with companies, we always provide a menu of options in terms of budget. So if the business wants to do a base video, here's the cost, but here's different options depending on what they want to do. So definitely have that discussion up front. It's easier actually for the video company, if you guys have a budget in mind, to build a scope for you guys in terms of what they can do to drive your objective with the video.
Great, thank you. And the second question I have here is, what are the benefits of using video when exhibiting at a trade show?
Well, using video at a trade show is really great because it gives you visibility. So it attracts people from a distance, so they can see your video from a distance. They can sometimes hear it, and it's like a magnet to draw people to your booth. And it also offers some testimonials of people who may not be able to get there, client testimonials or customer testimonials. And it also it gives an opportunity to educate potential customers while they're waiting to speak with you. So and it's also a conversation starter. So it gives you, there's a lot of benefits of having a video at your trade booth. It's some things that people, can be attracted to. See things about your company, a product demo or something, and it's an opening for them to start, an icebreaker.
And the other thing I'd add to that too is the last example we showed was Red the Uniform Tailor. Now they use that as a sales pitch video for their sales force, but they also use it at their trade show. So one of the things to think about if you guys bring in a video production company is, can you create a video that can either be used for multiple purposes or can be versioned? So a lot of times what we do is when we create videos is we'll go in and we'll go in and do a lot of video shooting, but it may not just be for one video. We may get the job to do one video, but we'll talk to the client and say, listen, if you want to do some Facebook moments, if you want to do some Instagram, if you want to do it for a trade show, why don't we also capture this or some other things while we're here? And if you decide to do the edit, we can do that down the road. But you'll have that you'll have that video footage without having to pay for another video shoot. And you can then use that for other videos, or just repurpose the video footage you used in that first video by versioning it, by re-editing it for other channels or purposes. And that's the one great thing about video. You can just get so many different uses out of it, as opposed to doing, let's say, one static print ad, where you're not going to necessarily reversion it with the same video footage without paying more media buys. So there's a lot more flexibility in terms of video and using it, for example, as Micki was talking about, a trade show, but then maybe finding other ways to use it in that form or via version.
Great. Tony, I actually have another question here. Are you based in New York or do you work with restaurants around the country? We
are headquartered, right across the river from New York City. We're in a town called Hoboken, New Jersey, so we're right basically in the New York City area. But we have our videographers all over the country strategically, and we've located them for that purpose because we don't want our clients to have to pay huge travel costs to fly videographers around the country. So, so we create videos all over the country. So for Red the Uniform Tailor, which you just saw, we created another video. We were in the Northeast, we were in Dallas. Larry's the Prime Rib, we were in Los Angeles, we were in Chicago, we were in another city California, too, in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
So we do videos all over the country.
And we also have the app where anyone, anywhere can create,
well, to Micki's point too, it's like we do video shoots all over the country. And a lot of times too, we'll just get video footage that they may have. For example, we worked with an organization run by Thomas Keller and Daniel Ballou, with the Bocaux d'Or, which is the big Olympics of cooking 2 years ago, where the U.S. actually won for the first time, I guess, last year. They gave us a bunch of video footage that was shot in France, and we did the edit. So we actually work internationally, but from our videographers are based all over the U.S.
Great, thank you so much. I don't know if you would mind just going back to your previous slide, just to show everyone one more time the code that you're offering, the 30% discount code. And again, I just want to thank you so much for your expertise in sharing this with our attendees today.
No problem.
Thank you guys for having us be part of it, and thank you all for joining today.
Thank you.
Thank you.